What is going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome back to the TheSlamDuncan YouTube channel. This is just going to be a little Bulls versus Knicks preview, talk about Joakim Noah night, talk about the injury to Zach LaVine that we need to discuss, but I just want to do a little bit of a preview before a pretty big game for the Bulls tonight, as the Bulls are facing the Knicks in the United Center. It's also Joakim Noah night. But before we get into all of it, though, make sure you hit the like button if you're new to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. I actually want to start out with Joakim Noah and just kind of talk about him a little bit. But as you can see, the Bulls are playing the Knicks tonight in the United Center at 7 o'clock. So be sure to catch that if you're interested in it. But big thing is that it's Joakim Noah night at the United Center, as Joakim Noah is now, I guess, back with the Bulls. He's become an ambassador with the Chicago Bulls. But I just want to personally kind of talk about Joakim Noah and how much I love him. First off, I love his Noah's Ark Foundation. I personally bought something from hit the drop from his foundation, and I personally love his foundation and everything about it. And I think it just shows the type of person that Joakim Noah is. This dude has such a big heart, and you just saw how much he loved the game of basketball and loved the community with his time with the Bulls. But I'm so happy that he's back as an ambassador for the Bulls, as I think he can have the international outreach. Like, people love Joakim Noah, they want to talk to him, and I think he could definitely go out and engage other people into basketball. So I'm happy that he's become an ambassador for the Chicago Bulls. I think it's a perfect fit for him, honestly. But I just kind of want to talk about some other moments of Joakim Noah. But first off, just kind of make it clear to everybody, like, I did not start watching basketball until the 2012-2013 season. So that was when Nate Robinson was on the team and everything, and Derrick Rose was out for the entire year. But that's when I first got to really watch Joakim Noah. And I personally I loved watching that dude play. Stacey King always had the line of heart, hustle, and muscle when it came to him, and it's just a perfect fit. He honestly was a heart, hustle, and muscle for the Chicago Bulls, especially under Tibbs. And he just came in, and no matter what was happening, it's just, I'm going to give 110% every single night. I'm not going to score a lot of points, but I'm going to do everything else that impacts the game on the court, and it was honestly phenomenal. One of my favorite moments of Joakim Noah is this play right here, which I love his expressive personality. It's just Joakim at his finest. But it was the Chris Bosh and Mario Chalmers, fighting in the middle of a game. And Joakim Noah just comes up and just starts clapping and be like, yeah, woohoo, keep arguing. I love this moment. And I'm so happy ESPN actually took the time to, show this, because they didn't have to show this, right? But they took the time to actually show Joakim Noah clapping at Bosh and Chalmers yelling at each other, which was absolutely fantastic. That's personally my favorite moment of Joakim Noah. Rob Schaefer put an article out, the top 10 moments of Joakim Noah, defining of Joakim Noah, on NBC Sports Chicago. So go check this out. I know a lot of Bulls fans have a special moment of Joakim Noah, so I'm sure you all have that special moment. But I just loved everything that Joakim brought to this team. And I think the second overall thing that I just will always keep in mind about Joakim Noah is this right here. The 2013-2014 season, which was Derrick Rose got injured. We traded Luol Deng, and Joakim Noah ended up finishing 4th in MVP voting, won Defensive Player of the Year. And somehow the Bulls won 48 games that year. We had no business winning 48 games that year, but we won 48 games. And it was all because of this dude right here. And he was honestly put into such a perfect role, and we got to see basically the entire repertoire of Joakim Noah, which was the point center, right? Under Tibbs, what would happen a lot with Joakim is that you would put him in the high post, and he was just able to find anybody cutting to the rim, and that was just a part of Joakim's game that was honestly phenomenal. So it's kind of similar to what Draymond Green kind of does now. You see Draymond Green a lot in the post, not to score, but to pass the ball to cutters, right? That's what Joakim Noah would do. And he honestly just did it at such a high level, and I would call him one of the better passing big men ever to play the NBA because of how well he passed the ball. And I think one of those moments that always sticks in my head was getting those triple doubles. That was not the blocks, but the assist triple doubles, right? Because we saw Joakim Noah have that triple double with the blocks, but he got triple doubles when the third category was the assists. So honestly, just this season right here was just so incredible from Joakim Noah, and I miss it. But I'm happy he's back with the Bulls. I'm sure you guys are happy about that as well. And just go ahead, if you want to, leave your moment of Joakim Noah down in the comments, because I'm sure all of us know the what's so good about Cleveland moment, or this double-double, right, against the Brooklyn Nets, which was, we had no business winning that series, but Nate Robinson saved game 4, right? So there's always those moments with Joakim Noah, and I'm sure we all have them. But let's move on to the game tonight, which is a pretty big game for the Chicago Bulls. As it's Bulls versus Knicks. Sorry, I'm checking my time here. It is Bulls versus Knicks tonight. And it's honestly a really big game for the Bulls. The Bulls took care of business against the Pistons twice, the Raptors, and the Pelicans. These are teams that we should have beat. This is obviously a big stepping stone because the Bulls would not take care of teams that they should have beaten in previous seasons, right? But now we've at least taken the step where it's like, okay, that's a team that we're better. We're not going to play down to the competition. We're going to at least beat them. And that's what the Bulls did. Now we get into the real tough part of our schedule as the upcoming games, which are the next 13 games, 12 are against previous playoff teams last season. And then the one team that did not make the playoffs is the Golden State Warriors. So it is going to be a very tough 13-game stretch here, as now we're really going to see where the Bulls kind of measure up with the rest of the league. In my season preview video, I said that I think the Bulls are going to be better than the Knicks. I think that the Bulls are going to finish higher in the standings. I thought Julius Randle wasn't going to be as good as he was last year, but so far, Julius Randle's kind of proved me wrong in this because Julius Randle has absolutely come out on fire. And this is the big key for the Bulls tonight. As we all know with the Bulls are kind of small. And one of the things that we've seen in the 4 games, even though we've won, is that the Bulls have had some trouble controlling the paint. Now, I understand Vucevic isn't a shot blocker, but there are other ways that you can control the paint without having, a great shot blocker at the center position. And the main thing I'm looking at for tonight is point of attack defense. We need to make sure that the Knicks cannot get easy drives into the paint. We have to limit those drives because if they get into the paint, they're able to kick it out or find other guys open cutting, right? To the rim. So we need to make sure that the Knicks do not get paint points or get paint looks tonight. And the big thing here then is to also guard Julius Randle, which is going to be interesting to see how the Bulls do. Patrick Williams is the power forward, and he's 6'7", more of a tweener forward, right? Julius Randle's about 6'9", 6'10". He's a bigger body. He can absolutely body up smaller dudes. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Bulls guard him tonight, especially in the post. I personally would allow him to shoot as many threes, honestly, unless he gets hot. I just don't want him getting into the lane, right? But try to force him into like those mid-range fadeaways if possible. But I would rather him take a 3 than give up an easy layup, obviously. So big thing is, I don't know how we're going to guard Julius Randle. It's probably going to involve some double teams, which the Bulls have actually done pretty effectively against post-ups. So you're probably going to see some double teams tonight. But main thing is then, if you're going to double team, I'm worried about guys like Fournier, which is then, again, goes back to perimeter defense, which needs to be on point tonight. And we need to not just limit drives into the paint, but we also got to limit the three-point shooting because Julius Randle can garner a lot of attention. We need to make sure that even if he gets a lot of attention, the other guys don't benefit from it, specifically like a guy like Fournier, who's a great three-point shooter. So that's the main thing for defense tonight. I'm looking at for offense for the Bulls tonight against a Tibbs run defense, which is obviously we all know very decent, at the very least decent. It's always going to be good. Is that the Bulls, so far, we have not taken that many three-point shots. As you can see right here, we're 23rd in made field goals, which also kind of indicates that we're not taking that many. As you can see, the Knicks are at the top of the NBA in made field goals per game. But you can see right here, like, we're shooting a pretty good percentage. So it's basically just saying that we're not taking that many threes. But I think that needs to kind of change tonight because against a Tibbs run defense, sometimes it's just going to be a 3-ball that's going to be available. And we have to hit those threes tonight. We have to take them, but also make them. So I'm looking at Patrick Williams, looking at Nikola Vucevic, who's struggled from 3 so far this year. Guys off the bench like Javonte Green, Troy Bond Jr., these guys need to hit their threes, but also take their threes. Like, they have to at least take them before they can make them. So, it's big for those guys to not be afraid to take those open shots because we got guys that are going to be able to draw multiple defenders towards them. You have to be able to be willing to take the 3-ball, and hopefully we knock them down. So that's going to be a big thing tonight. Other thing, too, is that, which is kind of good, is that we've seen that this Bulls team, even though that we're not making that many threes, we're still scoring pretty decently, right? if this was the case last year, like last year, remember, it was like, if we didn't make threes, oh, we were screwed. Like, we're not going to win the game. Our offense is going to be garbage. But as you can see, this team is better because even though we're not making that many threes, we're able to score in multiple different ways. And one of those ways is the free throw line, right? As you can see, our free throw percentage is very high, but we're getting to the free throw line a lot more. So that's really good to see. We're able to score in the post, mid-range, get into the paint. That's good to see overall, but the next part, is getting that 3-ball going. So that's all I kind of have as a little preview for this big matchup for the Bulls, as we're about to really see what this Bulls team is all about against not just the Knicks, but the upcoming matchups as well. Last thing I want to talk about the game tonight is this. The Bulls kind of came out saying, hey, Zach LaVine has an injury. He injured his left thumb, which is a left thumb sprain. I believe the MRI, if I'm not mistaken, had said there's like a tiny tear. So this is obviously significant. Big thing is that it's non-shooting hand, right? So that's really good. I would much rather it out of his non-shooting hand than his actual shooting hand. And just overall, look for LaVine to become more of a spot-up shooter because of this injury. We saw against the Raptors, which he apparently had the injury either in the middle of the Raptors game or before the Raptors game, that his left hand was just not that consistent and not that trustworthy. Like, we saw a pass made by his left hand that went right out of bounds. We saw him turn it over late, and it's because he was trying to dribble it to his left hand, and he did not have control of it at all. So this is probably going to limit his isolation opportunities and also the pick and roll with him. So look for him to become more of like a spot up shooter. I'm sure LaVine's going to get isolation shots. Like, I'm not saying he's not going to. Just look for him to become like, or try to get more spot up opportunities so he doesn't have to depend on his dribbling ability to get him open looks. So hopefully this heals pretty quickly, and hopefully he doesn't injure this or make this injury worse, because man, we do not need Zach going down early in the season. And I'm honestly hoping for a more cautious approach than more aggressive approach with this. He says he probably wants to play. If at this point when the video is posted, there's a decision on his availability tonight, then you'll know. I think he's going to play, but right now, as I'm recording this video, I do not know about his availability. All I've been saying is that he's questionable. So hopefully he plays tonight. If he does, just be aware of him and how he moves and how he dribbles the ball. So that's all I have about the game tonight. I just want to briefly talk about my previous video, which, if you do not know, it's this video right here. As you can see with the like-dislike ratio, there are people that are not happy with me, and that's fine. Like, you can dislike my video if you want to, go ahead. But I want to make clear what I'm trying to say in these videos, okay? And I guess people did not understand what I was really trying to convey in this video. And this video really looked at Lonzo Ball and what's happening with him and the Bulls. But I want to make this clear. I love Lonzo Ball on this team. I think he's a perfect fit for this Bulls team. But what people, I guess, did not understand was that this person right here, Jackson Frank, was criticizing Lonzo Ball. And I'm like, I disagree with his criticism about Lonzo Ball. So for all the people that are saying that I'm a hater of Lonzo, or I'm criticizing Lonzo too much, or being too nitpicky, right? Like, I'm legit criticizing a person that's criticizing Lonzo Ball. So, just understand that first. And I was trying to show in this video that I think the Bulls are not giving Lonzo Ball too many ball handling responsibilities because he is acting so perfectly in this offense with the Bulls. He's not the main playmaker, and that's not what Lonzo should be. The main playmaker is DeMar DeRozan. He's the guy that can not only hit shots, but he is getting so many open looks for the team. But then obviously number 2 is Zach LaVine, and then number 3 is Nikola Vucevic in the post. But when it comes to Lonzo, yes, there are plays he comes up and initiates, but he's not the main dude that starts up the offense, right? He's not the part of the main pick and roll action all the time. He's not the main part of the guy that's trying to drive into the lane and then kicking it out to his wide open teammates because he drew multiple defenders to him. That's not his job, right? His job in this offense is to be a spot up shooter a good amount of the time and be a really good cutter to the rim. That's Lonzo's job in the offense, specifically in the half court. When it comes to transition, I've said it. Lonzo Ball is, I think, one of the best players in transition in the NBA. It's not like he is top tier, and it doesn't matter if he has the ball in his hands or doesn't have the ball in his hands. He is by far one of the best players in transition in the NBA today. But when it comes to half court, I'm just saying in half court, he is not going to be your main playmaker in the half court. That's all I'm trying to say. Yes, he's playing the point guard position. We do not have to argue about that part. But he is not the main playmaker in this Bulls offense in the half court. He is in the half court. He becomes a spot up shooter and a really good cutter and also a really good screener. But that's not his job. Is not to be the playmaker in the half court. He helps his team tremendously when he has the ball in his hands, because if a teammate is open, he's going to get it to him. But that's not him creating a shot for his teammates, right? There's a clear difference. I look at it as like with Draymond Green. Like Draymond Green gets so many assists, right? But Draymond Green does not create shots for his teammates. His teammates get open so that he can get them the ball, right? Like you see all these split actions in the Warriors offense, and let's say there's a hard cut to the rim. That's a teammate of Draymond Green getting themselves open so that Draymond Green can give the ball to them, right? It's not Draymond Green creating an open shot for his teammate. And that's what I think Lonzo does in this offense. And you need a guy like that in every offense. You need a guy that can get the ball to his open teammate no matter what, right? But I think there's a clear-cut difference between creating open shots where you're drawing multiple defenders versus just passing the ball to an open teammate. And both skills are incredibly valuable to the team. I'm not saying that Lonzo is not valuable. I think Lonzo is a perfect fit for this team. But when it comes to playmaking, he's just not the main playmaker in this offense. And that's okay. I think it's a perfect role for him. But all I'm trying to say here is just be respectful when it comes to, comments and everything like that. Look, you can criticize me all you want. You can say I'm wrong. I just want a valid reason for what, if you say that my analysis is wrong. That's all I ask for. I just also ask that you don't be rude, right? But this person right here, I apologize about the expletive, but this dude basically just came out and is just like, stop making videos, and he's mocking what I said in the video. But look, man, I'm not going to stop making videos. I love making videos about the Bulls. I love the NBA, man. I love sports in general. I'm not going to stop making videos. But just these comments right here, it's just dumb, all right? I just ask for people if you're going to disagree with me, and you have every right to disagree with me when it comes to Lonzo, just just say why. And I'm like, all right, that's your reason why. And that's perfect. That's perfectly valid, because we all are entitled to our opinion. Just don't say like, your analysis is wrong, or just don't say what this person's saying. Stop making videos, you're stupid, and like he said, unsubscribe and subscribe. I don't care if you're subscribed or not. All I care about is that I'm creating videos that people want to talk about, right? And that we're able to talk about within Bulls Nation as fans. So that's all I have about this little whole thing about this video. I can see that people disagree with me, and that's totally fine. But just look for tonight, which is a big thing, the big game tonight, that Lonzo is going to have a big part in tonight. But just understand that what I'm trying to say is that he's not the main playmaker in a half-court set. Lonzo in transition is by far one of the best players. But when it comes to half-court playmaking, he's become a great spot-up shooter, and that's perfect for him in the half-court offense. So that's all I have for you in this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hopefully we get a Bulls win against the Knicks tonight, so we start the season 5-0. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.